Is Loam Pox really solved? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back, and I am back at it today with some more Pox action, this time courtesy of Art Vandalay PhD with a donation deck list, and they wanted to see Pox with a little bit of a twist. Now, the Golgari Loam Pox deck has become a known force in the meta, and the deck lists are pretty well solved for the most part. But Art wanted to see if we could do something a little bit different and have some fun with the archetype. So we are mashing lands in along with the attrition based gameplay of Pox. So the majority of the deck list is your pretty typical Pox stuff, so I'm not going to go super in depth on that. But we are also fitting in a utility lands package into the deck and some additional tutors to be able to go find our lands that we need for any situation. So for our tutors, we've got Elvish Reclaimer and crop rotation to be able to go find our specific lands that we need, whether it's a Karakas to be able to bounce a legendary creature from our opponent, a talent gives a Madara to phase something out, we can copy a land with Echoing Deeps, or we can use it to just go find colored mana if we need it, go find our Urza Sagas, go find a Wasteland, or another source of sack outlets to be able to sack our Eumidian Hatchery to go get our insects to be able to power out a Hogak. So this is a relatively small utility lands package squeezed into a pretty typical Golgari Loam Pox deck. It's still the same style of gameplay you're looking at, attrition based, grind your opponent down, grind them out of resources, and then close the game out with a Hogak. But we have some nice situational utility in our lands package main deck to be able to face a variety of different archetypes and have some silver bullets to be able to deal with them. Sideboard wise, again, it's still pretty much basic Golgari Loam Pox stuff. I did make one change from the deck list that Art submitted and is linked below, and that's I swapped out the Fatal Pushes for some Meat Hook Massacres. I was running into a ton of energy decks while I was testing this and helping to tune it, and I felt like the deck really needed something to be able to wipe out those go wide strategies, so I replaced the targeted removal with the sweepers. Other than that, you've got some more threats in the form of Barrogoyf if you need to just close out a game faster and need more sticky threats against your opponent. Endurance and Nile Spellbomb for graveyard decks. Force of Vigor to be able to take out artifacts and enchantments. Some Sylvan Safekeepers to act as ways to protect our Hogak or our Barrogoyfs when we're up against removal heavy decks, such as a lot of the white exile based removal decks that are running around. And also, again, another sack outlet to be able to sacrifice our Eumidian hatcheries if we don't have a Smallpox or we don't have a Wasteland or something. So just additional redundant sacrifice outlets for the Eumidian hatcheries to ensure that we're always going to get our tokens out of them. So this is Land Pox, courtesy of Art Vandalay PhD. Thank you for the donation. They also wanted me to shout out the entire Pox community, and specifically David Fisher and Solnox for helping create this particular list that you see in front of you. So thank you to all of them. If you all like my content, please do me a favor, drop a like and a comment below, and sub to the channel to know when my videos are going live. That all said, let's get to the magic. I'll catch you all in the wrap up. Alright, won the die roll in the first round. Let's go. Alright, what do we got here? We got a Loam, Hogak, some Sagas. I think we gotta ship this. This just isn't quite explosive enough for what we want to be doing here. Okay, this we can keep. We have a little bit of disruption. Work our way up to the Urza Saga. I think we can put the Talon Gates back for right now. Start taking up the Eumidian Hatchery as a way to be able to sacrifice it later. Interact with our opponent's hand on turn one to see what's going on over there. Make a game plan from there. Having the Mortuary in hand's a little awkward, but we're also pretty insulated against Wasteland at the moment. Opponent mulligan to 6, so we're going to start out with a Hatchery. The jig is up. They know we're on Pox. Alright, we have Tamiyo, Ponder, Fatal Push, Force of Will. So I think we just take the Tamiyo. It's their only quote-unquote threat. We can let them get a little bit of selection with the Ponder. One of our Sagas is going to be taken care of by this Fatal Push. And they play the Undercity Sewers tapped. Okay. And they liked whatever it was, so they kept it on top. And we hit an Orcish Bowmasters. I like that. We will play Urza Saga. And then we are hoping that they don't have another blue card to pair with this Force of Will when they go for this Ponder. Just firing off the Ponder right away before they can hold up Fatal Push for the Bowmaster. Did they find another blue card for the Force of Will? If this acts as a hymn to Turok, I'm actually pretty okay with that. Ooh, they did find another blue card. Another Tamiyo gone. Okay. That is fine for right now. We still need to work our way around this Fatal Push. But there's at least 2 of their 4 Tamios down. Granted, this could be the new version of Reanimator, and they could have Reanimate to get back the Tamio, but if they're playing Fatal Push, I don't think so. I think this is just straight Dimir tempo. And they did not shuffle. Underground Sea, okay. Into another Ponder. Okay, so just sculpting their hand. So they're going to have 1 unknown beyond what we see right here. They could be setting up for a Murktide region or something, but we know they can't have Force of Will blue card. Like I said, they can answer 1 Saga token. Hopefully we either find more Sagas or some stuff. Did not shuffle off the Ponder, or some stuff to be able to recur our current one. We hit a Mox Diamond. I actually like that quite a bit. We will play our Mox Diamond, get rid of our Verdant Catacombs, play the Swamp, pass the turn. There's the Flooded Strand. Cracking the Flooded Strand, okay. Grabs another Underground Sea. This does look like a Murktide region, and it will be a 6/6, but our constructs will outgrow that pretty quickly. Granted, they have 1 covered, so I would love a Smallpox. Well, we're going to make a dude. They can answer the first one. I'm not super concerned about that. Ooh, we hit a life from the Loam. Okay. We can make a construct here. No response. Grab another Mox Diamond, pitch the Mortuary Mire, get back all 3 of our lands, and keep the Saga beats coming. They could have a Daze here. They're just going to Fatal Push a Construct token instead. Okay, that's fine. I think we win this race. Replay the Saga. Pass the turn. I do think we win this race. Alright, opponents moving to combat. Are they going to get in with their Murktide, or are they going to leave it back on D? No. Getting in with the Murktide, okay. And passing the turn, okay. Blockers could be an issue. We hit Lava Spur Boots. Okay, I actually like that quite a bit. We will play Mortuary Mire. Set up our next draw. Please be a Smallpox. Talongate's a Madara. That's actually not bad. We'll go ahead and keep that. We will make a construct. Play the booties. Equip the booties. Is this a Brazen Borrower? Yes. Okay. So we do need to worry about that. And we'll move to combat, declare attackers, get in here. We are in a precarious position, but the Brazen Borrower can't block. And we know our Talongates is coming down. We'll go to 2. And come here. We will not dredge. We will get our Talongates. We'll make a dude. No response. Do we want to grab another Mox Opal? I don't think there's a way that we can hold this up to be able to do it at instant speed. And it won't matter anyways because they have Brazen Borrower to flash in instantly. So these are going to go to 6/6s. We can make one of them a 7/7. I think we're 1 damage short here, unfortunately. But we'll grab this. Name Wasteland. Yeah, I think we are 1 damage short. Because we can move this over here. This is 13 damage. Play a Verdant Catacombs. Move to combat. Yeah, we are 1 damage short. They got something. Is this an Orcish Bowmasters? Yeah. Okay. We were just a little bit too short there, but that was very close. I like this matchup in general, but we are going to bring in Endurances, Barragoyfs, and this might be a match for Sylvan Safekeeper. I think we're going to trim 1 Hogak. We are going to trim the crop rotations because that opens us up to Wasteland a little bit too much. What else do we want to take out of here? I think we're going to take out Pithing Needle, trim a Mox Diamond, maybe trim 1 Elvish Reclaimer, and I think we will trim 1 Malevolent Rumble, and we will try that. Alright, let's see what we got here. No colored mana, so we can't keep it. Okay, I like this. We can put back the Lava Spur Boots, play off of some basics for a little while, and try to Wasteland them into Oblivion while we work our way up to a Barragoyf. I don't hate this at all. Keep. Bottom the Lava Spur Boots. Opponent kept on 7. We are going to go grab a basic just to be able to play around our opponent's Wastelands for right now. Swamp from the opponent. I'm guessing a Thoughtseize. No, Fatal Push. Okay. That's fine for right now. We hit a Thoughtseize of our own, so we will play our Swamp. Thoughtseize our opponent, see what's going on over there. Alright, we've got Ponder, Orcish Bowmasters, Kaito, Fatal Push. I want to take the Fatal Push because it's their answer to Barrogoyf, but I also kind of want to take some of their card draw stuff here. Like, Orcish Bowmasters is a good way to be able to get in a Kaito. I think we're going to grab the Fatal Push. We need this Barrogoyf to stick around. Place the Flooded Strand. I actually wouldn't mind seeing them go grab a basic, play Ponder, so they're tapped out of Orcish Bowmasters. So if they do hit a third land, they can't ninjutsu and Kaito, because if they just tap out, we can play Barrogoyf. And then okay, they're just holding up Orcish Bowmasters. It's a little annoying, but not the end of the world. We hit a Swift Fleet Boots. I mean, we kind of just got to go for it and hope they didn't find another land to be able to ninjutsu in this Kaito. That's stuck. Here comes the Bowmaster, yep. I'm hoping they don't have the third land to be able to ninjutsu in this Kaito. Because if they stun this Barrogoyf, that's extremely annoying. Okay, they're pondering, so they're not ninjutsuing in Kaito this turn. Alright, found their third land, got a Tamiyo, so I gotta find an answer for this Kaito ASAP. They did not shuffle off of their Ponder. I can kill the Bowmaster, but I don't have a way to deal with the Tamiyo at the moment. We hit a Eumidian Hatchery, so let's go ahead and cast this. Mill 3, get something back, kill a creature, kill the Bowmaster. And do we want the Verdant, or I think we need the Underground Mortuary back. We can play and equip the Lava Spur Boots, which actually helps because it gives it ward. So I think we're going to play Hatchery, play the Booties, equip the Booties. We also could have Wastelanded the Underground Sea to try to keep them off of it, but this at least stops them from being able to target it the same turn it comes down, unless they have another land. And we will swing in for 6. Probably just going to block with the Orc Army token, yep. They also have to give up their Tamiyo to be able to Kaito. Alright, they had another land, that's annoying. But they won't be able to surveil if they tap down my Barrogoyf. And if I hit another creature, it gives me a shot to play it and move the boots over. Yep, there's Kaito. I'd like to hit a creature so that I can attack the Kaito. Yep. Unfortunately, Planeswalkers are very hard for this deck to deal with. Alright, give me a creature. That is a Smallpox. That is not really a creature. Although, actually, this kind of works, even though I have to give up my Barrogoyf for it. Alright, we will keep Orcish Bowmasters on top. We will go ahead and Smallpox, because this will allow me to sacrifice the Eumidian Hatchery to get 2 creatures. Move the boots on to one of them to be able to kill the Kaito. They got rid of their Surgical Extraction. We get that. Move the boots onto one of them. Move to combat. Kill the Kaito. And we will blow up your other Underground Sea. And we know we have an Orcish Bowmaster on top. They can get 1 redraw. There's a Tamiyo. And a rather large Nethergoyf. We will draw the Bowmasters, and we will pass the turn. I mean, we can take a hit from the Nethergoyf, I think, because we're going to have a free blocker, so let's just get in with both of the insect tokens. Gonna block one of them, that's fine. Alright, opponent's going to combat. We'll take this hit. We have some life to work with, that's fine. Go to 11. Opponent is going to Ponder. We are going to flash in an Orcish Bowmasters. And we are going to hit the Tamiyo. So that way, if they have another single draw, or they hit a land to crack a clue, we can kill the Tamiyo. Shuffled their library. We're going to hit the Tamiyo again. So if they hit a land just to draw a card, and they're not going to, okay. And we hit another Orcish Bowmasters. So we're just going to get in with everything. I think we're winning this damage race here. I actually think I'm going to hold back the insect token as a blocker here. Hit him to 10. We have another Bowmaster to try to get him. Alright, opponent's moving to combat. Getting in with just the Nethergoyf. We will give up a insect token for that. End step. We are going to flash in another Orcish Bowmaster. They can flip their Tamiyo, but we can kill it. They would need Fatal Push plus Brainstorm over the top of this. Force of Will pitching a Murktide region. Okay. And we hit a Thoughtseize. I think we're winning this damage race as of right now, so I'm willing to get in here. Oh, they have a Bowmaster too? Okay. I think that means we lose this one, unfortunately. They pinged us directly. They'll probably trade off Bowmasters. Nope, they're trading off an Orc Army token with the Bowmaster. Okay. I think we need to hit a Hogak. I think that's really our only out here. Because they can hit us for 6. Yeah, they're still holding back the Tamiyo. Hitting us for 6. We're at 4. Cracking a clue. Okay. I think we need a Hogak off the top and for our opponent not to have Force of Will blue card. Urza's Saga. We can kind of survive another turn. We will play the Saga. I think we lost this one, unfortunately. Just slipped away from us, but this was very well fought overall. Alright, opponent's moving to combat. Getting in with Tamiyo and Nethergoyf. We will block the Nethergoyf. And opponent is Brainstorming, which does flip the Tamiyo. We still have our Pithing Needle, so we can shut off the Tamiyo before our ultimates, but unfortunately we're kind of just on chump block duty at the moment. Found a land. Passing the turn. We hit another Urza Saga. Well, I guess we just keep the Saga train coming here. Just try to overwhelm them with construct tokens. I am going to hold back this insect because we absolutely need blockers. And opponent has another Orcish Bowmasters? No, a Fatal Push. Okay. I mean, we still have a blocker, so we're not dead yet. Opponent moves to combat. If they have another Fatal Push or a bounce spell, we are dead here. Alright, opponent's getting in. Make a construct. Do you have another removal spell? It looks like it. Yup, good game, opponent. Alright, off to a little bit of a rough start, but that was a really good back and forth, and this deck feels like it's got some legs to it, so on to the next one. Alright, what another die roll. Let's go. I like this. We'll go ahead and keep this. Alright, we will play a Bayou, play an Elvish Reclaimer, and pass the turn. Island from the opponent into a Tamiyo. Okay. Well, we have the Orcish Bowmasters to try to punish that. We also have Witherbloom command to be able to deal with the backside if we can hit another dual-colored land. Okay, well, we will play Wasteland and pass the turn. Plan is to flash in this Bowmasters in response to the Tamiyo. Our opponent's getting in with the Tamiyo. Get your clue. Tamiyo is basically 100% what the Legacy format is around at this point, unfortunately. I was really hoping to see it get banned, but it didn't. And opponent's going to Ponder, so we're going to flash in Bowmasters here. Again, if we hit him to Turok them, I suppose it's okay. No, we daze them instead. Okay. Annoying, because it lets them replay their land now if they didn't have another one, but... And they're flipping the Tamiyo, so we need a colored mana source, and we can Witherbloom command kill the back side of it. Colored mana. Thoughtseize. Well, I think we need to Malevolent Rumble, unfortunately. Mox Diamond, Besage's Smallpox. I guess we're going to grab Mox Diamond. Chuck the Wasteland. We could cycle away this other Wasteland, so I think we're going to wait here. I'd rather fire off this Thoughtseize prior to playing a key spell. So I think we're probably just going to Reclaimer away this Wasteland here. Meticulous Archive. So blue-white control. Blue-white blink. Oh, it's probably Cephalid Breakfast. Another Tamiyo. Okay. Well, we could try to cut them off of mana. We do technically have all the mana that we need here. And we can get back a land. So I don't actually think we're going to get rid of this Wasteland yet. Although we do need triple black to be able to do everything we want to do here. So maybe I am. However, I think I just passed priority and passed the turn. We can always get the Wasteland back to blow that up. So yeah, I think we're going to. Alright, we are going to go ahead and do this. Why is this being a pain in the ass today? I've been having some issues with, like, apparently I pay for stuff too quickly. We can also go grab our Meticulous Archive to be able to set up our next draw here. And we will go ahead and grab the Underground Mortuary. We could also grab a Caracas at some point to try to keep this Tamiyo in check. Trigger's been sitting on the stack for a while. I don't know if our opponent has something going on, or they're double queuing or what, but this has been sitting on the stack for quite a while now. Alright, finally letting us resolve this. Mox Diamond, we do not want that at all. Hogak. Okay, that's interesting. Well, we're going to start off with a Thoughtseize. Orym's Chant, Murktide Regent, Cephalid Illusionist. So they can get a Murktide down. What do I have a better shot against here is the question. Is it the Murktide or the Cephalid Illusionist? Their Murktide is going to be pretty big. I can phase out the Murktide Regent later. I think we're going to take the Murktide Regent. Then we are going to destroy their Tamiyo, get a card back. We are going to get Wasteland back, play the Wasteland, blow up the Meticulous Archive, and get in for damage. It's only doing 2. They'll probably block it. They do. Okay. Then we'll just heal through the turn. There's that. Are they going to play out the Cephalid Illusionist? Grabbing another basic island. Okay. And just cracking a clue. Okay. We have a Verdant Catacombs. What can we do with Verdant Catacombs here? We could just Smallpox. Deal with the fact that we're not going to have an Elvish Reclaimer. We could try to wait, but the longer we wait, the worse this gets. So let's play this out. We can always activate Elvish Reclaimer to go grab Talon Gates if we absolutely need it. So I think we're going to hold back. If we don't need to go get Talon Gates, we can go ahead and grab Eumidian Hatchery and start ticking that up. Ponder, okay. Quick shuffle on that one. Into a Shuko. Okay. Equipping Shuko to Tamiyo. That's mostly fine. We'll take 1. That's fine. We'll go grab a Eumidian Hatchery. We will fetch here. Go grab a Bayou. Get rid of the Underground Mortuary. Go grab a Eumidian Hatchery. We had another Mox Diamond that doesn't actually do anything. We are going to wait. We are probably going to go ahead and tap the Eumidian Hatchery, get rid of it to go grab a whatchamacallit. Oh, they're just drawing a clue instead of playing the Cephalid Illusionist? They're probably waiting for white to be able to Orym's Chant us. Getting in for another 1, that's fine. And then I think what we're going to do is go grab Karakas. Why is that not paying for it? We will sacrifice the Eumidian Hatchery, get our dude, go grab our Karakas to be able to bounce the Tamiyo. And we have a crop rotation, okay. So we'll move to combat, get in with the insect, and then pass the turn. This is going to be a very, very weird sequence here, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to let them play the Cephalid Illusionist. They can Orym's Chant. We're not planning on actually casting any spells this turn. Oh, they're exiling this in response. Ooh, do we have a way out of this now? I mean, we do. We can crop rot for the whatchamacallit, but then we don't have anything to be able to kill the Tamiyo or to tap to Hogak. I'm just debating if we need to go grab another land here first. I think we do. Pay for 2. Sacrifice the tapped Bayou. Go grab a Eumidian Hatchery. Let this go through. Just cracking the clue. They are playing it super safe here. Move to combat. Declare attackers. Not even going to bother attacking with the Tamiyo. Okay. Well, we will return the Tamiyo to their hand. Pass the turn. We had a Thoughtseize. Okay, I like that. Let's start out with Thoughtseize. See what's going on over there. They got a full grip again. They've got Daze, Cephalid Illusionist, Dread returns in hand. Ooh, 2 Narcomoebas are in hand. Okay. So we can take the Cephalid Illusionist. Let's float green. Crop rotation away the Eumidian Hatchery to get a dude. And what do we want here? They only have 1 Thassa's Oracle probably, so if we get Bojuka Bog, that might shut them off from being able to do that at all. So let's get Bojuka Bog, nuke their graveyard, and then we will play a Hogak. Just get rid of some stuff we can't recur anyways. And then pass the turn. And we have protection for Hogak as well. An opponent scoops it up. Okay, managed to navigate that one. That was crazy. Alright, so I think we want Endurances, Nile Spellbomb. They have a lot of little creatures, so Meathook Massacre could do something against them. They also have a Saga package, so I think Force of Vigor is going to be very good. I think we're going to get rid of Lava Spur Boots. We might just need to trim our Mox Diamonds, but I really don't like doing that. I don't want to trim down on green cards here if I can help it. We want Pithing Needle. We want Thoughtseize. Crop Rot is a way to go get a land we need. I really don't want to get rid of the Mox Diamonds, but I think we need to. Get rid of the Mox Diamonds, trim one Malevolent Rumble, and I think we're going to try this, and if we go to a game 3 and need to change anything up, we'll do it then. Okay, I like this. This is fine. The Bog in hand is a little awkward, but Island from the opponent into a Ponder. At least it's not a turn 1 Tameo. The Bog is also a very easy chuck to Elvish Reclaimer if I need to. Alright, opponent did not shuffle off of that. Okay, we got another Smallpox. We will play Bayou, play Elvish Reclaimer, pass the turn. I would like some untapped mana here. We are seeing a little bit of the Nombo that we got going on with Smallpox and Elvish Reclaimer in the same deck. But bin to Narcomoeba to get it back. Okay. And another Ponder. Okay. Quick shuffle on that one. Thoughtseize. Well, we'll start off with that. See if we can hit a key card out of their hand here. We've got Narcomoeba, Cephalid Illusionist, Prismatic Ending, and a Shuko. Trying to think of what we could grab here. If they hit a land, they might just go for it. So there's a part of me that wants to take this Ponder and just play the risk. Unfortunately, Endurance isn't super good about that. I think we're going to take the Shuko. Just get rid of one of the enablers that we don't have a good way to deal with. Alright, move to combat. Attack with Elvish Reclaimer. Urza's Saga. Okay, that's a way to get another Shuko. And the Ponder. Okay. And playing out the other Narcomoeba. Okay. A Wasteland, a Force of Vigor, something like that would be great right now. Okay, we hit a land. We can flash in an Endurance. We could Witherbloom command, like, play Verdant Catacombs, go grab something, Witherbloom command, get it back, and kill a Narcomoeba. We could just hold up Elvish Reclaimer. We could Smallpox. We could just hold up Endurance as well. I think we're just going to hold up Elvish Reclaimer and Endurance for now. Like, it's a little awkward, but we're going to try it. Because we can go grab a key land with Elvish Reclaimer. If they don't do anything, we can just flash in an Endurance. We can go grab a Wasteland to kill the Urza Saga, get it back with Witherbloom, take out their other land. Flooded Strand. So they have access to white mana now. The opponent is not attacking. Interesting. Okay. Well, we are going to go ahead and do this. Sacrifice Bojuka Bog. Go grab a Wasteland. And then go grab our Underground Mortuary. Set up our next draw. See what it is. Another Elvish Reclaimer. I don't think we want that at the moment. Karakas. Interesting. Well, we are going to blow up the Urza Saga. Opponent is fetching with their Flooded Strand, so they're going to make a dude, which is actually super fine with me. And then I can blow up their Tundra? Yield to that. That's fine. And then we are going to Witherbloom command. Mill 3 return. Give something -1, -1. We are going to mill ourselves. Kill the construct. Get back our Wasteland. Play the Wasteland. Take out your white source. And get in for 3. And we know these are the cards in their hand, so there's no possible combination that they can do that results in them being able to go off next turn. Because they would need land. Well, I suppose if it's a land or Shuko in hand, or land and enabler in hand, they could go off here. Okay, brainstorm. Found another land. Okay. Another white source to be able to go after our Elvish Reclaimer if they need it. Alright, to our turn. What do we draw? We got an Echoing Deeps. Okay, I like that. We could play Karakas. I like Echoing Deeps, but I want to hold on to it for right now. I think we are just going to play Karakas, hold back our Elvish Reclaimer. And then we'll plan to just crop rot away the Karakas. Okay, they have a Nomads and Core. So they have Prismatic. Okay. So I guess we are going to see what they have here. This is kind of a risky move here. But if they only have one Dread Return, and it's not Days in hand, this at least lets the game go on. And unfortunately, our Bojuka Bog is already gone. Alright, I see one Dread Return. Cabal Therapy. What are they going to name is the question. Do they have any more Cabal Therapies in Yard? No, they don't. Alright. Alright. If they name Endurance, we're good. Chose Endurance. Okay, yeah. They got that one. If we had our Bojuka Bog, we could have done it, but it was a risk we took. I don't think we're going to change anything. I think we're just going to run it back. Alright. Okay, I like this a lot. We can go ahead and keep this. This is a very good hand. I did see they brought in Force Negations. I didn't really see what else they brought in. Alright, we will play Immediate Hatchery and pass the turn. Marsh Blast from the opponent, and a pass. That is fine. We hit another Force of Vigor. We will play Bayou and pass. I should have ticked up the Immediate Hatchery, but I'm trying to get ahead on clock here because these games are going to be grindy. Opponent did not crack the Marsh Flats. That's fine. Alright, cracking the Flooded Strand for a basic island and passing the turn. Okay. We will tick this up. Orcish Bowmasters. Well, we will play Wasteland. Pass the turn. Brainstorm. We are going to go ahead and flash in Orcish Bowmasters and try to punish that. We're playing around Days. We can him to Turok them for a Force Will if they had it, but they didn't. And I do have double Force of Vigor if their enabler is Shuko. Like, this did put down a little bit of defense if it's specifically Nomads and Core and Cephalid Illusionist, and they have a land, but we'll see. Opponent is fetching. Probably gonna go grab a basic. Yep. Alright, do they have it? Tameo. Okay, that's fine. I don't care about that. Swords to Plowshares? No, getting rid of the token. Okay. I mean, that's mostly fine. We can kill this Tameo. Or we can just have a Karakas. That's fine, too. Blocking with the Tameo. That's mostly fine. Getting it with Tameo. Okay. Prismatic Ending. Okay. Move to end step. Bounce the Tameo. Tick up Eumidian Hatchery. Pass the turn. Another Eumidian Hatchery. Since I have two of these, I am going to mill 3 and destroy your clue. Alright, opponent is fetching. Getting a basic. Flusterstorm. I can pay 2 for this. I'll pay. Okay, that was a weird little graphical glitch thing. And we will grab a Urza's Saga. I already played my land for turn, so we'll pass. We know one card in their hand is Tameo. Playing a Tundra, we can blow that up. And we hit a Pithing Needle. That is interesting. So I think we're going to play Pithing Needle. Let's name Nomads and Core. Play an Urza Saga. And then we will blow up your Tundra. And then we will Life from the Loam back our 3 lands. And we will ship the turn from there. And opponent scoops it up to that. Okay, taking down Cephalid Illusionist on the board. Let's go. Alright, lost a die roll, but I really like this hand. We're going to keep it. Oh boy, opponent is on some kind of unfair shenanigans over there. Mulliganing to 4 already. Are we up against Oops? I guess we will find out. This does in fact look like Oops. Did they find the turn 1? Thoughtseize. Okay, well we can take them off of their land. And then they're kind of just stuck not doing anything. I don't really care about whatever they take here. Like, Witherbloom's probably the best one because it recurs Wasteland, but they did take the Witherbloom command. 2 cards in hand. We are just going to go ahead and Wasteland our opponent here. Restart the game. They have 2 cards. They're on a very mana-light deck. As much as I would like to play out Eumidian Hatchery, I think I'm going to start off with the Forest so that I can emergency Crop Rot into a Bojuka Bog if I need it. Another Aghanim. Okay. Tapped. We could Wasteland this, but I think we're going to just kind of wait here. Smallpox is interesting. Let's go ahead and play out the Swamp. Alright, opponent does not have anything to go off with, so we will slam our Bowmasters. We can start ticking up a Eumidian Hatchery. We hit a Mox Diamond. I actually like that quite a bit. We can play Eumidian Hatchery, play Mox Diamond, chuck Underground Mortuary, and then we will move to combat, attack with everything, and I think we're going to pass a turn and still just hold up crop rotation. Alright, opponent is going to Thoughtseize. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think I super care about that. Smallpox or crop rotation equals no land for them. Took the Smallpox. So I think we're going to go ahead and just crop rotation away our Eumidian Hatchery to speed up our clock. Go grab another Wasteland and blow up your land. And we hit another Mox Diamond. We can play Urza's Saga. Unfortunately, now we are shields down. And unless we actively draw the booties, then our clock is still just a 3-turn clock. Okay, and opponent scoops up. Taking down Oops in game 1 is absolutely huge. Nile Spellbomb and Null Rod's coming in. Endurances and Force of Vigor's coming in. I think we are probably going to take out one Hogak. Smallpox is kind of whatever. Orcish Bowmasters is kind of whatever. We want Pithing Needle. The problem is there's like so much in this deck that we actively want right now. Thoughtseize is a little worse on the draw, so I think we'll trim one of those. Trim one Mox Diamond. I actually think we're going to trim 2 Mox Diamonds. We're bringing in Null Rod to shut off the Goblin Charge Belcher Juke, which is hopefully the one they're on. Honestly, we might be better off just taking out all of the Mox Diamonds and bringing Witherbloom and Smallpox back in. Or trim the Smallpox, bring in the Thoughtseize. We can actually take out the Lava Spur Boots and bring in the other... No, we'll bring in one of the Orcish Bowmasters. We need a clock, so let's try something like this. Hopefully they're on the Charbelcher Juke and not the Creature Juke, because we did not sideboard for that, but let's try that. Alright, I like the Wasteland to start. That's good. We're going to go ahead and keep this and just hope that our opponent doesn't have a turn 1. Aghanim tapped. Okay, I like that quite a bit. So we can go ahead and Wasteland that. Ship the turn after blowing up their Aghanim. A Fellmire. Untapped. Okay, are they going for it or are they Thoughtseizing us? Elvish Spirit Guide. Triple Elvish Spirit Guide into a Goblin Charbelcher. Okay. Do they have the mana to go off with it is the question. We did not draw a Pithing Needle, which is mildly annoying. But we will play a Verdant Catacombs, pass, and hope they don't have the mana to kill us. That's another land. It is tapped, though, so we still get a turn. And then we will go ahead and go grab the Underground Mortuary to hopefully see a Null Rod. Karakas is not what we want. We very well may just Smallpox here for the sake of cutting them off of mana. And honestly, I think that's what we're going to do here. We are going to go ahead and go grab our basic. And we're going to Smallpox. We will chuck an Elvish Reclaimer. They do have Memory's Journey. Interesting. Well, we'll get rid of the Underground Mortuary. We are living on borrowed time here. That is for sure. We hit a Thoughtseize. So what do they have in hand that they're not casting is the question. We play Bayou. I can cast Malevolent Rumble to try to find an answer. I can Thoughtseize to see what they have in hand to try to make a game plan. And the next turn I can Witherbloom Command to get Wasteland back to blow up this Fellmire. I think that's what we're going to do. Elvish Spirit Guide, or Simian Spirit Guide and Balustrade Spy. We take the mana and play a Reclaimer and hope that they do not hit a Ritual or a Lion's Eye Diamond. Uh-oh. Okay, Cabal Therapy, that's fine. What are they going to name? They named Smallpox. I do not have that at the moment. So we know they have a Balustrade Spy in hand. We can get back our Wasteland to blow up their land. We hit a Hogak. We are going to cast this, mill and drain, get back our Wasteland, play the Wasteland, blow up their land, and then we can attack. Next turn we are going to Malevolent Rumble to try to find Null Rod. We did not mill a Null Rod, which is nice. We're still just a Lion's Eye Diamond away from death, unfortunately. Oh, we hit a Beseju. That's actually totally fine. So we can play Urza Saga. We will just do this now, just so they can't somehow amass a bunch of Spirit Guides and activate it at instant speed. And then we can move to combat and hit them. They obviously do not get any lands off of the Beseju. And opponent draws, doesn't hit anything relevant. We are working our way up to a Nile Spellbomb as well, which is nice. We hit another Wasteland. Let's go ahead and Malevolent Rumble, find a Wasteland, play a Wasteland, get in, and opponent skips it up, taking down Oops All Spells. I think I'm undefeated against this deck since the ban, but alright, on to the next round. Okay, this is interesting. I think we're going to go ahead and keep this. We can recur our colored mana with Life from the Loam, Ancient Tomb, into a Grim Monolith. Okay, this is probably Mystic Forge, which is very bad for us. I mean, we can at least shut down Tezzeret. Another Verdant, that's not terrible. That gives us a way to kill Grim Monolith next turn. We will go ahead and grab a Bayou, play Pithing Needle, and we're going to name Tezzeret. Tezzeret, Cruel Captain. Tez is shut down, so they at least can't use that for mana ramp right now. But they do have a minimum of 5 mana this turn. 6 mana. The One Ring. Okay, so we have a good way to be able to punish that. And a Lotus Petal. They can keep ticking up this Tezzeret. I don't super care about that at the moment. We hit a Wasteland. I think we're going to hold up Verdant, Flash, and Bowmasters in response to the One Ring trigger. Alright, here is our Bowmaster shot, and then we can Wasteland next turn and buy it back. Gonna get to ping them for 3 here. Do they have a Kozilek's Command for 2? If they do, the draws happen first, so they get rid of the Bowmaster, but it does hit them for a lot. It is a Kozilek's Command for 2, Scry Draw and Exile. Okay, well we're still gonna get 2 hits off of this. Or, I guess 1 hit. 2 total. And we do end up with a 2-2. And they hit a Urza Saga. Well, we can kill that. And a Manifold Key. Okay. This is still slowly slipping away. I think we're going to have to blow up the key here. We hit a Mox Diamond. Okay, that actually gives us a little bit extra mana. So we will play the Mox Diamond. Chuck Talongates and Madara. Play Wasteland. Blow up your Urza Saga. And then we can Life from the Loam all of this back, or we can Witherbloom Command. They're going to be drawing a bunch of cards. I don't think going after their mana is going to be the sticking point here. So we will discard and drain. Destroy Manifold Key, drain you. And then move to combat and attack the opponent. Opponent is at 9, slowly dying out to their own One Ring and Ancient Tomb. Gonna draw with the One Ring. Unfortunately, One Ring finds other One Rings. Urza's Workshop. They don't have Metalcraft yet. Now they do. Okay. And they can untap the One Ring. But they need to find another the One Ring, or... Oh, they untapped the Grim Monolith. Interesting. Okay. Another the One Ring. Yep. Knew that was gonna happen. I would like another Orcish Bowmasters. We had a Thoughtseize. Well, let's... Oh yeah, they have protection. Never mind. We will get back Verdant, and Wasteland. Play the Wasteland. Take out their Urza's Workshop. I want to keep the Ancient Tomb around because it hurts them. And then just because we can, we're going to go ahead and hit Tezzeret. And then we will yield through the turn. There's nothing we can do here. Another Urza Saga. Well, we have Life from the Loam. Untapping Grim Monolith. Karn, the Great Creator. They have another copy of the One Ring in their sideboard, is the question. Tormod's Crypt. Okay, so they're just going to get rid of our Life from the Loam. I guess that makes our decision of whether we were going to dredge or not irrelevant. We're not going to dredge into an active Tormod's Crypt. We have an Urza Saga. So let's start out with a Thoughtseize. See what's going on over there. Ugin, Tezzeret, Mystic Forge, Karn. Well, we take the Ugin. We cannot beat that. Move to combat. Declare attackers. Hit our opponent, because our win con at this point is them just dying to their own the One Ring. And then I think So there's a world where we can go ahead and just play Urza's Saga and try to tick up to a Pithing Needle. Well, we already had the Pithing Needle, so I guess that doesn't matter. We'll just play Verdant Catacombs, hope that they don't lattice lock us, and don't find another The One Ring before they die to their own stuff here. On the plus side, their Ancient Tomb is completely shut off now. They're dead to the One Ring, they're dead to their own Ancient Tomb. So they need to find another One Ring to be able to survive. Planar Nexus, infinite mana. Untapping Grim Monolith, okay. Another Grim Monolith, okay. 6 mana. 7 mana. Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Okay, that buys them a turn. Mox Opal, okay. A Lotus Petal, okay. I'm assuming they're just dumping stuff to get it out of their hand at this point. Reveal an artifact. Is it another The One Ring? Is it an Ensnaring Bridge? What is it? Portable Hole. Interesting. Oh, they're going to Portable Hole to get rid of my Pithing Needle. Okay. To go search up an artifact. Okay. It's basically Bowmaster or bust at this point. Untapping Grim Monolith. Another The One Ring seals the deal. Okay. That's fine. We have a lot of good sideboard cards for what our opponent's doing here, so we will bring in Null Rods. We will bring in Force of Vigors. And we're actually going to bring in the Barrow just to increase the amount of damage we can put out here. I hate to say it, but Smallpox is not going to be very good against our opponent here. And with the Null Rods in and the fact that they also have Karns, we're going to take our Mox Diamonds out. And I think we are going to take out the Lava Spur Boots. And maybe bring one Smallpox in. And let's try something like that. No code, man. I gotta ship this. Okay, I don't hate this. We can go ahead and keep this. And I think we're going to bin the Hogak for now. And we're going to start off with Verdant Catacombs into a Bayou. Into a Thoughtseize. Okay, Monolith, Kozilek's Command. Well, we're going to take one of the Monoliths. There's the Ancient Tomb. Into a Grim Monolith, okay. We can kill that. I'm not super concerned about that at the moment. We hit a Hogak. We will play a Wasteland and play Malevolent Rumble. We will take an Elvish Reclaimer. And we will pass the turn. Probably pitch. If they play Urza's Saga, then we obviously pitch Force of Vigor. Planar Nexus, okay. The One Ring. That card is admittedly quite annoying. We need some colored mana. A Elvish Reclaimer. I mean, that's technically colored mana. Let's play Elvish Reclaimer. I think we're going to go ahead and blow up the Planar Nexus now. And then pass the turn. Unfortunately, we're just so far behind this One Ring already that I don't think it matters. Draw with the One Ring. The fact that this is indestructible is so annoying. Another Planar Nexus. Into a Mox Opal. I would love a Null Rod. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of hoping we hit a Null Rod or some mana off this Malevolent Rumble, and we hit neither. Alright, Kozilek's Command on the Elvish Reclaimer. That's fine. Make some duders. Null Rod? Crop Rotation. That doesn't do anything for me. So we will go ahead and play another Elvish Reclaimer. Unfortunately, we are just getting absolutely steamrolled, and this is kind of my experience playing Pox up against the Mystic Forge decks like this. And the chances of our opponent actually dying to their own The One Ring are like slim to none. Once they start drawing this many cards, Mystic Forge, that's a good thing to try to hit. Mishra's Research Desk, okay. Okay, Manifold Key we have to hit as soon as they activate it. I'm assuming they're untapping the Grim Monolith, okay. So we need to hit Grim Monolith and Key, chucking Crop Rotation, and then we can F6 from here. Glaring Fleshraker, and now we're probably just dead. There's a very real chance that we are just fucking dead from here. Still no colored mana. Well, we'll blow up the Planar Nexus. And they do have a very real question here about, do they just take this Elvish Reclaimer hit? Because they could take this, then they're down to 4 after the One Ring resolves. And then, yeah, we just F6 through the turn and see if they can kill us. I'm sure they're going to find a way to do it. Drawing with the One Ring. I'm sure they find another one between that draw and the Mystic Forge. Down to 3 off of the Mystic Forge. Mishra's Workshop, good for 2. Grim Monolith. They very well could just burn us out from here with the Glaring Fleshraker, if we're being honest. Especially with a second Glaring Fleshraker. There's a very real possibility we just die from here. We basically need them to just hit multiple lands off the top of their deck now. Tezzeret Cruel Captain, that gives them another untap, which they can either use the One Ring or untap Mystic Forge. I can almost guarantee you we're dead, but we're going to let them do their thing. They're untapping the Monolith, interesting. A big Kozilek's command also just kills us here. 6 mana. This feels like a Kozilek's command. That is a Kozilek's command. I'm just going to scoop it up. We're dead here. Good game, opponent. On to the final round to play for the positive record. Final round, won the die roll, and Ermagerd is Termagurf. Couldn't help myself, I'm sorry. No, man, I gotta ship it. Okay, I like this quite a bit. We will go ahead and keep this. Probably bin the Saga for right now. Or maybe we bin the Elvish Reclaimer? I think we bin the Elvish Reclaimer. Because we can turn 1 Bowmasters, work our way up to Hogak. Yeah, we're going to keep this. Bin the Reclaimer. We will start off with Mox Diamond. We're going to chuck the Forest. Play Saga so we can follow up with Saga Beats if we can't fill the graveyard super fast. And pass the turn. Tundra, okay. Into a Prismatic Ending, okay. A little annoying. And we will flash in the Bowmasters. Do they have a Daze to go along with this? No, they have a Force of Will. Alright, well, our entire game plan basically just fell apart here. Force of Will pitching to Fairy, so they are a hardcore control deck. We hit an Underground Mortuary. We are not getting value off of our Saga, so we are just going to go ahead and play this. We do not want another Mox Diamond right now. And then we're probably just going to grab Pithing Needle named Teferi. This also could be Cephalid Illusionist again. Meticulous Archive from the opponent. Bin to Flooded Strand, okay. And we hit a Talon Gates of Madara. Unfortunately, we can't do anything with it at the moment, but we will grab Pithing Needle named Teferi, and then we will play Eumidian Hatchery and pass the turn. We really do not have anything going on at the moment, unfortunately. Brainstorm from the opponent, Scalding Tarn, and a pass. Okay. They've only got 3 cards in hand, but depending on what they are, that could be enough to just kill us. We hit a Wasteland. I don't hate that, so we will play it. And this will actually get us Hogak. A Ponder, okay. A Plains. Alright, I'm still not 100% sure what our opponent's on yet. I'm a little concerned that this is Cephalid Breakfast. Take up the Hatchery. Witherbloom Command, okay. So, I can Witherbloom Command to get back Urza Saga, which might be our best bet here. I could also Wasteland something, get back Witherbloom Command, or play Witherbloom Command, get back Wasteland. Or we can try to hold on to this for... I really don't know what our best option is here, because this could be removal for a combo piece if they have it. I think we're just going to go ahead and do the Witherbloom get back Wasteland thing. Alright, get back Wasteland. Play Wasteland. We could blow up their land, but I think I want to wait. Because we might want to blow up our Eumidian Hatchery to go play Hogak. And we hit an Elvish Reclaimer. Okay, I don't hate that. Let's play that. He's a 3-4 at the moment. I think we're going to wait one more turn before trying to go for Hogak. And, okay, that's what I was hoping for, was it Swords to Plowshares the, whatchamacallit, the Elvish Reclaimer, so that it saves my Hogak. So they are a control deck. And we will take up the Hatchery. And we hit an Urza Saga. Okay, so I think I'm willing to go for it after we make some Saga tokens. Because I could go for it right now, actually. I think I'm going to. Because I have the follow-up Talon Gates to be able to pay for these. And then we will get rid of stuff that we can't recur anyways. And let's get rid of one of our Wastelands. Or actually, we can leave all the lands in the graveyard and just tap some extra stuff here. And then we can tap these. And then if this fails, we just play Talon Gate, start going for Construct Beatdown. They just have another Source of Plowshares? They do. Okay. At least we're set up to be able to do another one, and we can follow this up with Construct Beats. Opponent is cracking their Scalding Tarn. So they are Jeskai control. Just casting a Lorien reveal to refuel. Okay. I think we already lost our boots. Yes, we did. Okay. And we will play a swamp, and we will just get in. There's no point in holding back now. Then we're just going to hope that our constructs can get us there. Okay, Tamiyo. If they can flip Tamiyo, that does shut down all of these. Snapcaster Mage for Brainstorm to flip Tamiyo? Yes. Okay. Tamiyo flips, unfortunately shuts down all of our insects. I can get the Snapcaster Mage out of... Oh, and another Tamiyo. Cool. Okay. I was going to say, I can get the Snapcaster out of the way, but... And we will go ahead and make a dude. We'll hit a Verdant. So that does give us something to chuck to a... Whatchamacallit? Mox Diamond. We will chuck the Verdant. Oh... Shutting down our insect tokens is very, very bad for us here. We will go ahead and put Talongate. Nope. Play Talongates. Get rid of the Snapcaster. See if they want to give up their Tamiyo. Because unfortunately, we have to spend some energy on that. They can either block so they can... Okay, they are going to give up the other Tamiyo. And then we got nothing, so we can F6. Taking up Tamiyo to 6. Flame of Anor. Okay. Drew 2, destroyed an artifact, into a prismatic ending. Alright, so basically what we need here is to be able to draw an Orcish Bowmasters, flash it in a response, and hope that they die. Is really what this comes down to. That is an Orcish Bowmasters. Unfortunately, they know about it. And we'll pass the turn. We basically need our opponent to forget about that Orcish Bowmasters. Or we need to draw a second one. Okay, I don't hate life from the Loam. Let's get back Urza's Saga, and Eumidian Hatchery, I guess. I don't think it super matters. And then we will play a Saga. And we will pass the turn. And opponent's going to Brainstorm. Okay. And Tamiyo's going to draw, and we're going to play a Hail Mary Orcish Bowmasters. Bowmasters ping you. Show me the swords. Snap for swords. That'll do it. Okay. Alright, well, that was unfortunate, but it is what it is. Typically, our deck kind of preys on what they're doing, so we are going to bring in Endurances, bring in Barrogoyfs, and bring in Sylvan Safekeepers. We are going to get rid of crop rotations, trim a Hogak. Smallpox doesn't seem particularly good against what our opponent's doing here. And trim 2 Witherbloom commands? And let's try that. Alright. I mean, I don't hate this, so we'll keep it. I don't like the Bajuka Bog in hand, but I like double Thoughtseize. Alright, what do they have over there? Swords to Plowshares, Prismatic Ending, Thundertrap Trainer, and a Ponder. I think we're going to take the Ponder. And then next turn, we probably take the Swords to Plowshares. Scalding Tarn. Well, we have a second Orcish Bowmasters. Oh, I was supposed to Thoughtseize them first. It's fine. Scalding Tarn is gone. Either that or they had 2. Double Thundertrap Trainer. Prismatic Ending, Swords to Plowshares. I think we take one of the Thundertrap Trainers here. I did not mean to click out before I could see what they had. Blooded Shrimp from the opponent. Going to grab in basics. Into a Thundertrap Trainer. Into a Lorien revealed. Okay. I mean, Smallpox is interesting. I think we're just going to pass, try to get down some creatures before we Smallpox. We know that they have a Swords to Plowshares, so we are going to go ahead and block the Thundertrap Trainer. And then we will block the Thundertrap Trainer here. So the whole board is clear if they decide to... Okay, they're going to Prismatic Ending it instead. That's fine. I need some lands deck. Elvish Reclaimer is not it. In a land or in a deck of 27 lands, we are suddenly mana screwed. Another land from the opponent. Okay. If they just tap out for Lorien revealed, we can actually get some damage in at least. Malevolent Rumble, can't cast that, so we will pass the turn. Fetching with their Scalding Tarn. Finding a basic. 3 mana at instant speed for a Flame of Anor to draw some cards, leaving up whatchamacallit. Swords to Plowshares. Land number 5, are they just going to pop off the Lorien revealed? No. Maybe they are? Maybe they're doing a second main phase? No. Okay. We hit a Talongates, which does absolutely nothing for us here, but We'll go ahead and play it. Yeah, we just missed lands for way too many turns. It's already turn 6 and we just hit our 3rd land drop. We're pretty well out of this at this point. And now they're going to Lorien revealed. We can force the action, which I think we're just going to. Like, maybe this clears the way for a Baragoi for something. But here comes the swords. Yeah, we knew that was coming, unfortunately. Wasteland. Okay, I mean, I guess that does something. Let's make green mana, play a Malevolent Rumble. We had a Urza Saga, an Echoing Deeps, and a Verdant Catacombs. I think we're just going to grab the Saga. We already played our land for turn. Go to combat. Get in for our 1. But the problem is we just missed land drops for so many turns. We're so far behind right now, and our opponents just got a chance to sculpt their hand perfectly. Like, it's a rough way to end this league, but I mean, variance happens. It's part of the game. Like, just having absolute shit for draws is something that happens sometimes. So we might be able to squeak our way into this, but there is a Thoughtseize to try to see something in our opponent's hand. I think we're going to go ahead and play Elvish Reclaimer here. And then we're going to try to use Thoughtseize to clear the way for a key card, but we might also just be at a point where we need to know what's going on so we can make our game plan accordingly. So I think we are going to Thoughtseize here. And hardcast Force of Negation. Okay. Prismatic Ending on the Elvish Reclaimer. Okay. Into another Brainstorm. Okay. Magus of the Moon. Into a Tamiyo. I mean, we're not dead, but we're virtually dead. I'm really just debating if I even want to play this out at this point. I mean, we'll give it a few more turns, but we're essentially dead here. Like, we missed land drops for way too many turns, unfortunately. Opponents just get in. That's fine. Let them do their thing. I'm not going to block. Like I said, I'll give this 1 or 2 draws, and then I'm just going to scoop it up. Flip the Tamiyo after a Ponder. Tick up Tamiyo. That is a Mox Diamond. If we can hit another land, that's a way to get double black to try to kill this Magus of the Moon, but I'm sure they have multiple counters at this point. But we'll see. Another Tamiyo, so Smallpox doesn't even kill the Magus of the Moon anymore. A Verdant Catacombs, well, we will play Mox Diamond. And they just have a counter. Yeah, we're going to scoop it up here. We just missed lands for way too many turns. Real rough end to the league here, but I'll review the footage, get my thoughts together, and address that all in the wrap-up. Alright, so let's just get this out of the way right off of the bat. If you care about your record and you want to do well and care about maximizing your win percentage, just play the current accepted list of Golgari Loam Pox. This deck was fun, but trying to mash in a secondary game plan and package into an already tight established deck list is inherently going to weaken both strategies that you're trying to do. That said, though, it was actually surprisingly consistent and effective at what it was trying to do. I had some conversations with Art about the inherent tension of having a 1-drop like Elvish Reclaimer in a deck that's looking to do Elvish Reclaimer on 1 and then Smallpox on turn 2. And the inherent combo of sacrificing your Elvish Reclaimer, but it really didn't feel like that tension came up very often. Most of the time, an early Elvish Reclaimer was helping me establish my board presence and help find the lands that I needed to establish control. And by the time I was ready to Smallpox to essentially finish our opponent and just get them completely out of the game, the Elvish Reclaimer had already done what it needed to, or I already had other tokens I could sack and keep the Elvish Reclaimer around, such as off of an Orcish Bowmaster or off of a previous Humidian Hatchery or something. So the tension that we thought we were going to run into really didn't come up very often. So I'm glad that that actually ended up working out better than we had initially thought it would. We also got to see that having access to Silver Bullet lands in Game 1 was extremely helpful, whether it was being able to go grab a Bojuka Bog to shut down graveyard-centric decks, being able to go grab a Karakas to bounce a legendary creature, or even just grabbing a Talon Gates to buy yourself a turn if your opponent's going to try to swing for lethal and you can phase your opponent's lethal threat out to give you one more turn to find an answer to swing back and close out the game. So the lands package and the utility that offered actually felt really good. So other than that, I don't really have a ton of comments as far as the deck is concerned. As I said, this is just inherently going to be a less focused version of Loam Pox. So it's inherently just going to play differently and not be as consistent. Unfortunately, we did see in that last round that inconsistency just completely screwed us over. Those are essentially two non-games where, especially that last one, we just got mana screwed into oblivion, never found the colored mana that we needed, and it took 6 turns before we even found an additional land to be able to play, which is a little unfortunate out of a deck that has 27 lands and 4 Mox Diamonds, but it is what it is, and it's just part of Magic. But none of the games other than that one felt like we were entirely out of it and we didn't have a shot. So I definitely think this is an interesting take if you want to do something a little bit different with the Loam Pox deck and don't just want to play the accepted solved lists and feel like doing something a little different and maybe take your opponents off guard. But anyways, that was Lands Pox for Legacy, courtesy of Art Vandalay PhD. Thank you again for the donation deck list. I hope you all had as much fun watching as I did playing. I will catch you all in the next one, and as always, stay salty. Play any of the decks you see on this channel with a Mana Traders rental subscription. With a variety of tiers to fit any budget, Mana Traders lets you play whatever you want in whatever format you want. Use code DasSourKraut at checkout and become a better player today. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you like what you saw. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like and sub button below. They are free ways to support the channel. And drop a comment, let me know what you like. Any kind of feedback you got, your opinions on my gameplay, the decks that I play, any of that kind of stuff. If you really like what you see, go ahead and drop by the Patreon. Become a patron, get to read some of my tournament reports and some stuff going on outside of just Magic in my life that I'm going to start putting over there as kind of my own personal blog. Also, you can do donation deck lists over there, just the price of a league if you have a specific deck you want to see, or you have an idea you want me to brew around, something like that, go ahead and do that. Nothing is required. It's always appreciated, though. Any donations go directly back into the channel, covering stuff such as leagues for donation decks or the rental program that I'm a part of. I am a small-time YouTuber. I'm doing this for fun. I really hope you all like what you saw. I truly appreciate you all stopping by. I will catch you all in the next video, and as always, stay salty.